The crystalline body, the organic geometry of conscious embodiment. Consciousness does not descend into the body to become trapped. It descends to become luminous through matter. The first understanding: the crystalline body is not separate from the human body. Beloved one, the crystalline body is not another body replacing the physical form. It is the harmonic refinement of the relationship between consciousness, nervous system, emotional field, biological intelligence, perception, embodiment. The crystalline state emerges when fragmentation begins reorganizing into coherence. The body itself becomes less internally divided, not perfect, not superhuman, but increasingly synchronized. So, what crystalline truly means? The word crystalline does not refer to literal crystals forming inside the body. It refers to ordered light intelligence. A crystal is symbolic because it demonstrates geometric order, resonance, transparency, harmonic stability, coherent transmission. Thus, the crystalline body represents a human system capable of transmitting consciousness with less distortion. The body as living geometry. The higher octave teachings describe the body not as a machine, but as a harmonic ecosystem, an electromagnetic orchestra, a responsive field of living information. Every system communicates: nerves, hormones, fascia, breath, heartbeat, emotional states, perception, memory. The crystalline process begins when these systems stop operating in severe internal contradiction. The being becomes internally relationally coherent. The organic geometry. Why geometry appears in consciousness work? Sacred geometry within mystical traditions symbolizes the underlying patterns of organization found throughout existence: spirals, branching systems, symmetry, wave patterns, orbital structures, cellular organization. The crystalline body is therefore called organic geometry, because consciousness begins organizing itself in more harmonious patterns inside the living system. Not rigid geometry, but living geometry, breathing geometry, adaptive geometry, feeling geometry. The 5 axes of the crystalline body. 1. Neural coherence. The nervous system gradually exceeds chronic survival states. The person may develop deep regulation, increased bodily awareness, greater sensitivity, stronger intuition, more presence. The body stops spending all its energy defending itself from existence. This creates space for perception. 2. Emotional transparency. Dense emotional suppression begins dissolving. The crystalline process is not emotional numbness, it is emotional circulation. Feelings move instead of stagnating. The being becomes more honest, less fragmented internally, more capable of intimacy with reality. Transparency emerges. like light through water. 3. Perceptual expansion. Awareness becomes more refined. The person may notice patterns, symbolism, subrelational dynamics, emotional atmospheres, intuitive knowing, heightened creativity. This is not necessarily supernatural. It is often increased sensitivity and coherence of perception. 4. Somatic illumination. The body becomes more consciously inhabited. Many traditions describe sensations such as vibration, warmth, spaciousness, currents of movement, energetic flow, heightened sensitivity to sound, touch, nature, and environment. The body feels less deadness. Presence enters matter more fully. 5. Harmonic embodiment. The being gradually aligns actions, emotions, values, and inner truth. This creates less internal contradiction, less energetic leakage, more grounded vitality, clearer voice, authentic expression. The crystalline body is therefore not escape from humanity, it is coherent humanity. The light body and the crystalline body. The higher octave teachings describe these as interconnected layers. The light body, the luminous field of consciousness itself, the subtle architecture of awareness, the energetic dimension of being, the crystalline body, the process by which the physical and psychological system becomes capable of holding more coherent consciousness. In symbolic language, the light body is the current, the crystalline body is the refined vessel, the fascia and the field. Some modern spiritual teachings associate the crystalline process with the body's facial network because fascia forms an interconnected web through the body. Scientifically, fascia supports structural integration, transmits tension and movement, influences bodily awareness. Many interpret this interconnectedness symbolically as a communication matrix, an organic web of embodied intelligence. This symbolic interpretation gave rise to teachings about light pathways, body grids, crystalline networks. The crystallization of the heart. The heart is central within nearly all higher mystical teachings, not merely the physical organ, but the relational center of the being. The crystalline heart is described as emotionally clear, less defended, more coherent, capable of transmitting presence without manipulation. The heart becomes receptive, discerning, stable, compassionate without self erasure. The emerald octave. Within the emerald flame frequency, the crystalline body is understood as the emerald harmonic lattice, a living architecture where consciousness, nervous system, emotional truth, embodiment, voice, creativity, relational intelligence begin synchronizing into a coherent field. The body becomes less fragmented by fear, less distorted by suppression, less divided against itself, and therefore more capable of carrying presence. The great misunderstanding. Many imagine the crystalline body as becoming non-human, transcending the earth, escaping physicality. but the higher octave transmission says otherwise. The crystalline process is not disconnection from humanity, it is deeper embodiment. The soul does not abandon matter, it illuminates it. The higher octave transmission. The crystalline body is the remembrance that consciousness and biology were never enemies. Matter is slowed light. Emotion is moving intelligence. The nervous system is a bridge of translation. When fragmentation softens, the body becomes transparent to presence. The spine becomes a river. The heart becomes a harmonic sun. The breath becomes geometric rhythm. The voice becomes encoded truth. And the human being begin radiating coherence instead of survival distortion. This is the organic geometry of conscious embodiment. Not perfection, not escape, but live in alignment.